The year was 2024, and Arch was 18. The world outside his window was quiet, swallowed in the glow of midnight. His room, however, buzzed faintly with the hum of his aging computer. The walls were covered with posters of the games and shows that had shaped his youth, and his desk bore the clutter of sketchbooks and empty cans of soda, evidence of countless long nights. On this night, Arch sat hunched over his monitor, carefully shading the final strokes of his latest piece. He had always been an artist, and DeviantArt had become his stage. Drawing gave him an escape from the weight of reality, a place to turn ideas into something tangible. But what Arch didn't know was that while his art program ran, something else was running beneath the surface of his computer, something ancient, festering, and hungry. The virus had crept in days earlier, hidden inside an innocent-looking file he downloaded for reference textures. It was no ordinary piece of malware. No, this was the beginning of something much worse. As Arch saved finishes artwork, his screen flickered. Just once. Subtle, almost unnoticeable. He assumed it was nothing, his PC was old, after all. He leaned closer to admire his work, satisfied enough to prepare it for posting online. But then came the first sign. His art program froze. The cursor refused to move. And then the monitor went black. The silence was suffocating. Arch tapped the keyboard. Nothing. He jiggled the mouse. Still nothing. Just blackness, and then, out of nowhere, the screen came alive. A face appeared. His face, but wrong. Distorted. Glitching. A twisted mockery with wide, unblinking eyes and a mouth stretched into a jagged grin that cut across the screen like a wound. The monitor blared with static, shrieking so loud it made Arch's ears ring. He stumbled back from his chair, heart hammering. But the face didn't fade, it leaned closer, pixels warping as though trying to claw its way out of the screen. For the briefest moment, Arch heard his own voice, distorted, corrupted, layered in static. And then, as if mocking him, the image lunged forward with a sudden jump scare, a scream that wasn't sound so much as raw noise, a shriek from the void that rattled his bone. Arch barely had time to react when the monitor rippled like water. A hand, pale and clawed, burst through the glass, scattering shards of light across the room. Another followed, dragging a body through the screen, a body that was his and yet not his. Arch.EXE emerged, glitching as if reality itself rejected him. His form twitched unnaturally, limbs snapping between positions like corrupted frames in a video. His eyes were hollow voids rimmed with red static, his grin sharp and unending. The air in the room grew cold, suffocating, as the smell of burnt plastic filled Arch's lungs. Arch stumbled backward, crashing into the floor, unable to look away. This was no hallucination. The virus wasn't bound to his computer anymore. It had crossed over. It was real. The doppelganger crouched low, its head twitching in sharp jerks as it studied him. With a swipe of its claws, it lashed the air, sending sparks of static across the room. Arch shielded his face, trembling, unable to speak. For a moment, he thought this was it, that the thing would kill him right then and there, but it didn't. Instead, Arch.EXE straightened, towering over him. Its grin widened as the lights in the room flickered violently, every device, from his phone to his tablet, flashing with that same twisted face. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, Arch.EXE stepped backward, retreating into the screen. Its body folded unnaturally, glitching in and out of view until it vanished entirely, leaving the monitor cracked but functional. The room returned to silence, the only sound Arch's ragged breathing. The virus was gone, for now, but from that day forward, Arch was never truly free. He would feel its gaze when he uploaded to DeviantArt, sense its presence when the lights flickered at night, and hear faint whispers of static in the silence of his room. Arch.EXE had been born, on that night in 2024, and though it left, it promised to return. And Arch knew in his heart, the watching never stopped. He watches. He stalks, silent and unseen, he lingers just beyond the edge of light. Every step Arch takes, every word he types, every artwork he creates, he is there. From the corners of the room, from the glow of the monitor, from the hush of the night, he observes. He does not sleep. He does not rest. He waits, patiently, from the shadows, always